हमारे साथ मौजूद हैं जी सबसे पहले सनी जैन। अस्सलाम वालेकुम सनी।
Hello, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
Nice
Good
to
morning.
meet
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And Sunny is a dhol artist.
Dhol and drum set, yeah.
Dhol and drum set, ठीक है जी, ये इनकी जो है वो खासियत है। Okay, and on my right we have Alison Claire.
Hello, good morning.
Hi, good morning. I hope I've pronounced it correctly.
Yes, that was perfect.
Alison Claire.
Oh,
okay.
yes.
And you play the saxophone.
Saxophone, alto saxophone.
Okay, okay. And we have Mr. William Ostick. He's the Minister Counselor for Public Diplomacy
here in Pakistan.
Yes.
Welcome to the show.
Good morning. Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
So first of all,
do you also play anything? an instrument?
I just enjoy it.
Like us. We just play with public diplomacy.
Exactly.
What exactly is the initiative, and what made you bring these artists over here?
Well, so we're just very happy to have the band here, and for us, they're an example of cultural diplomacy, bringing our two countries together through music and arts. We had a tough time during COVID when we couldn't do this type of thing, but it's our objective to try to bring musical performers here to share a U.S. culture with Pakistan, and of course, while the East is a great example of fusion, right? It's Pakistani, South Asian, American, world music, and it's jazz, and so it's going to just be great music, and it brings all the influences together.
Right. And how often has U.S. Embassy done such kind of thing in Pakistan?
Well, we try to do a couple times a year. Again.
Is there any special occasion or?
Well, this group is coming for the Music Mela Festival, which is this weekend at the Center for the Arts. And then they're going to go to Lahore. And so we're just happy to have them here during this festival as well. And then we hope to have occasions during the rest of the year when we can bring artists. And so, of course, sometimes artists come on their own. And so we'll see a lot of U.S. artists, I hope, during the course of the year. Some of them with Pakistani influences and some without. But
this type of cultural exchange and artists coming in the country, this increases the strength of the relationship that we have.
Well, so this year we're celebrating 75 years of U.S. relations with Pakistan. And really it's been the people-to-people connections that are the best. Governments go up and down. I work for one.
Yeah.
But the people have always been connected. Pakistan has the largest academic exchange program with the United States. We have the largest group of alumni in the world here in Pakistan. And so it's those people-to-people connections that take us through maybe the difficult periods.
Yes, absolutely.
Right.
Moving on to Sunny. Sunny.
How are you, and when did you arrive?
We arrived 2 days ago now. Yeah, 2 days ago.
Right. And what have you done in Pakistan in the last 2 days?
Wow, we've done everything.
Since you're here.
We went to Monal restaurant yesterday for lunch. We had a rehearsal with the Bakshi brothers and Saeed Tanveer, master dhol player from Sialkot. We had some media interviews yesterday morning. We performed on media as well, and we're performing for the next couple weeks here in Lahore and Sialkot.
So what's your connection with Pakistan? Can you tell our audiences
Absolutely,
about that?
So my family hails from Sialkot 100 years ago, and
the city of Iqbal.
Exactly, yeah, and Fez Ahmed Fez, and my grandfathers went to school in the Government Murray College. So I'm actually the first time being here in Pakistan. I'm very excited to go back and visit the family land and just meet people here. I've been a fan of the music for years. It's in the band's music, Wild Wild East, and we're just thrilled to be here.
Great. So what makes a good fusion music? Like, for instance, you are playing the dhol. And
very traditional South Asian instrument.
Yeah.
How is fusion created?
I think from my perspective, it's about honesty within the music that you're trying to put forth. There's nothing contrived about saying, okay, I want to take this and put this together. It's very much a natural flow of multiple identities that I carry. I was born and raised in New York, but I was born with and raised with Jane Budgeons, with film music of 50s and 60s, with progressive rock, with hip hop and jazz. So my natural output when I compose and I play is all these things coming together from studying, but also just listening and growing up in the household with it. And so that's my take and my voice in the music that we put together in Wild Wild East.
And how did you select the dhol or the drum set? Was it something that you have transitioned from another instrument towards this, or did you properly actually learn just to play dhol?
I did. So, well, first I started on drum set. Well, actually, first I started on symphonic percussion, but I came to drums because I listened to Ustad Ala Raka, a 1972 record with Ali Akbar Khan and Ravi Shankar. And so tabla immediately took to me. Zakir Hussain, Ustad Ala Raka. And the only thing that was offered in New York at that point, where I was going to school growing up, was just symphonic percussion. So I started learning that. Then I fell in love with jazz when I was 12 years old. And it wasn't until 18 I went back to the cultural roots and wanted to start learning tabla. The reason I came to dhol is because I'm a frustrated tabla player. I was not good. So I had to pick up dhol. I was like, oh, sticks, I get this a little bit more. And I fell in love with Sufi drumming. Sufi dhol drumming with Bapu Sain, Tain Tanvir, Gangu Sain, all these folks that come from Pakistan, come from Western Punjab. And that's what really propelled me. But I grew up with the folk traditional music, bhangra music, you know, all this stuff.
You must take them to a saint's, you know, mausoleum or some place like that, like Data Darbar in Lahore.
Okay, all right.
Data Darbar in Lahore,
or you'll find some.
We've got a lot of things scheduled for Lahore.
Or
yes,
you must visit this Data Darbar's, you know.
Alison.
Tomb.
Okay.
Love it.
So tell us about your experience in Pakistan so far.
Sure, it's been so jam-packed, really, just soaking in the culture. As Sunny said, we're so happy to be here. I think a real highlight for me was the rehearsal yesterday with the Bashki brothers, and just fusing, as you know, we're talking about fusion, just really, you know, meeting them with their traditions and our background in jazz, and just seeing those two styles come together was really special. That was a real highlight for me.
So how did you start playing saxophone?
So I actually started on the recorder, which is common in America. We often have that in elementary school. And from there, I transitioned to the flute. And then in middle school, around age 13, I fell in love with jazz. And my father was a huge, you know, jazz aficionado and was introduced to John Coltrane. And thus fell in love with the saxophone, and the rest is history.
Okay.
So, so is it normal for a musician to play several instruments, or is it something unique and very few musicians can do that?
I think it's different amongst people. You know,
Yeah.
I think nowadays you see it a lot more because of, I would say, because of technology, the ability to get on GarageBand or Logic and create music just within a computer.
Because previously when we used to talk to singers or musicians, they used to say, okay, I'm a guitarist and I can only play a guitar and I have that expertise in me. I cannot play any other instrument.
Yeah.
I think as a saxophone player, I really consider myself a woodwind player, and I think that's common to play flute, clarinet, saxophone. I play soprano, alto saxophone, both. So it's pretty common.
Ever planned to go and be a part of an orchestra?
I've performed in orchestras, mostly on flute.
Okay.
Wow.
But playing on Broadway, you know, it's called doubling, where you're expected to play multiple woodwind instruments.
And what about your orientation to the Eastern music, like the Pakistani and the music of this region?
Yeah, I'm learning. I mean, it's, you know, thanks to Sunny for having me be part of this band, and I'm sure we'll absorb a lot of the culture on this trip and continue to learn and incorporate it into our
And we wish you a very good time in Pakistan. Thank you, everyone. Thanks a lot. And we hope to be at one of your performances also.
We'd love it.
To enjoy this.
Come to Music Mela on Saturday or Sunday.
But we'll be there on Saturday or Sunday, and we hope to see you there also. नाज़रीन, ये थे musicians जो कि अमेरिका से आए हुए हैं और पाकिस्तान में perform करेंगे.